So thanks for joining us. This is TTV Online. We are coming to you live from the head office of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, where the outgoing Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Monie is expected to address the press and the movement for now. As you can see, these are all officials of the Liberia Electricity Corporation who are seated to grace this all-important press conference as related to his final message to the institutions. As we all know, the LEC owns Monie the Liberia Electricity Corporation has elapsed, so he is expected to pay farewell to the Liberia Electricity Corporation. So he is expected to address the press and the movement for now, ready at the LEC head office in Central Public Government in Odessa. So thanks for following TTV Online. Share the video in further station as we are here to bring you live coverage of opinions related to the press conference of Honorable LEC of the Liberia Electricity Corporation.
Good afternoon, and let me begin by recognizing the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, Mr. Monie, and members here of the executive management team of the Liberia Electricity Corporation here present, members of the Fourth Estates, ladies and gentlemen. To our viewers, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you find yourself. Today, the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation will brief the press. As you may be aware that the 30th of this month, November 2024, his contract comes to expiration. And as part of his transition plan, he will brief the public on the state of affairs of the Liberia Electricity Corporation and his fellowship. Without much ado, members of the Fourth Estate, I will now welcome to this podium the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, Mr. Monie.
Good afternoon to everyone. I've called this press conference in light of the expiration of my contract as the LEC Chief Executive Officer, which expires on November 30th, 2024. That's on Saturday. So I think that this is an opportune time to report on my stewardship over the past 2.5 years as Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. I will use this press briefing to inform you and the public of where we met LEC, where we are today, what we have achieved, the challenges we faced and those that are ahead of us, and the future opportunities that we have secured for LEC and the wider energy sector. But before I begin, I want to acknowledge that the efforts and achievements during my tenure were a result of teamwork. And therefore, I cannot claim sole credit for all that I will report to you today. As you all are aware, we took over from a foreign management company, ESB, from Ireland, which was financed by both the Millennium Challenge Corporation and the World Bank. Under the support of management reforms and technical assistance, ESBI competitively recruited a senior management resource pool, from where a successor management team of Liberians was selected, trained a merit-based system in IRE. Along with this team, we assumed leadership of LEC in July 2022, and I'm proud to report that this is one of the most professional teams I've worked with and is well capable of continuing the management of LEC. Now I want to take you through the period of our stewardship. We assumed management of LEC on July 22nd, 2022. At that time, 3 out of 4 turbines at Mount Coffee were functional, while all the thermal generators at Bush Road were down for maintenance and repairs. As a result, the national grid relied on only 3 hydro units, which were only available mainly in the rainy season. Our first action was to repair all of the thermal units and get them up and running. We accomplished this task at a cost of over $2 million and restored all the HFO units, thus adding 28 megawatts of installed capacity to our generation supply. Next, within 3 months of taking over LEC, we negotiated and signed a power purchase agreement with CIE of Côte d'Ivoire in October 2022 and commenced receiving 27 megawatts by December of the same year. Within 4 to 5 months, we had increased the supply of power from 56 megawatts to 107 megawatts, thus easing the impact of the 2023 dry season. Now, for a cursory look at our performance and achievements. Energy supply. In 2022, LEC supplied 275,426 megawatt hours of energy, which increased to 464,993 megawatt hours in 2023. And as of October 2024, energy supply has already reached 430,433 megawatt hours, with a projection that by the end of this year, we'll be at 520,000 megawatt hours. Thus, from 2023 to 2024, energy supply will increase by 88.79%. This supply of energy has been a critical driver of socio-economic growth and has positively impacted on manufacturing, education, health, and overall quality of life in our homes. Power theft and commercial losses. At the end of 2022, commercial losses were reported at 41.3%, which decreased to 31.4% in 2023 and further decreased to 27.5% by October of 2024. Thus, from 2022 to October 2024, commercial losses have decreased by a total of 33.4%. This achievement was realized through a cocktail of innovative interventions: the establishment of the Anti-Power Task Force, robust metering and regularization of illegal consumers, regular on-site meter audits and vigorous monitoring of large customers, and a more robust, responsive meter maintenance team. Revenue. In 2022, LEC earned a total of $24 million, which increased to $54,660,000 United States dollar in 2023 and $56 million by October 2024. We have a projected revenue of $68 million for the end of 2024. Thus, from 2022 to 2024, revenue will increase by 183%. However, energy supply cost has increased with the decreasing proportion of hydropower from the coffee. The geographical span of the national grid has also grown significantly, resulting in increasing operating costs. The expansion of the grid across transmission, distribution, and generation, the increase in the number of customers, and the increase in energy inputs have all led to additional demands for both staff, vehicles, specialized equipment, tools, spare parts and equipment, customer outlets, IT equipment and software, and consumables. Prudent fiscal management is therefore a critical requirement for the company's sustainability. Profit loss. In 2022, LEC net loss was $27.2 million, which we decreased to $18.3 million in 2023 and is expected to further decrease to about $11 million in December of 2024. The corporation estimates that it will break even in the next 2 years, subject to several assumptions, including the restoration of Mount Coffee Unit 1 turbine, commissioning of the new 20 megawatt solar power plant, government payment of energy bills, and further reduction in commercial losses. Payment status of CLSG power inputs. Since the inception of power input from CIE through the CLSG transmission line, LEC has been billed $32.4 million for energy inputting, of which the amount of $27.1 million has been paid as of October 2024, leaving an outstanding balance of $5.3 million. Additionally, LEC has been billed by Transco CLSG a total of $9.4 million for transmission charges, of which $8.3 million has been paid, leaving an outstanding balance of $1.1 million. As of September 30th, 2024, the balance on the cross-border legacy debt was $10.6 million. This amount is owed CIE in part by the government of Liberia and the operators of the distribution networks in Nimba, Monie, Maryland, Grand Gillette, and River G counties. This debt was rescheduled over a 3-year payment period agreed with the abhorrent authorities. GOL indebtedness. The government of Liberia is the largest consumer of electricity supplied by LEC, which accounts for approximately 14% of all energy sold. Currently, the government is indebted to LEC in the amount of $18.9 million as of October 31st, 2024. The LEC management and the board of directors have engaged the government through the Ministry of Mines and Energy and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to ensure that beginning 2025, budgetary allocations will be made to pay for the energy consumption of each government entity through prepaid metering service. The payment of energy bills by the government will improve LEC's capacity to pay for energy inputs and the maintenance of its electrical network, thus improving service delivery to the general public. customer connections. In 2022, LEC total customer base stood at 199,000 customers, which increased to 282,000 in 2023, and by October of this year has reached 306,000 customers. Thus, LEC customer base has increased from 2022 to October 2024 by 53.6%. Expanding access. To complement the support of donor partners, LEC, for the first time in the post-war Liberia, committed a portion of its revenue annually to connect households in unserved communities. Under the GAP Communities Electrification Project, LEC financed the connection of 9,974 households across 19 unserved communities to the grid at a cost of $5.2 million. Some of these communities had no electricity since the war, and others even from before the war. Beneficiary communities include Ziontown, Iron Factory, Wawusu, Virginia Red Hill, Browville, New Jerusalem, Johnsonville, etc. LEC is continuing its GAP Community Electrification Program into its fifth cycle with the connection of 1,039 households in Painesville and Bartlesville at an additional cost of $630,000. Network reliability. Network reliability in terms of frequency and duration of interruptions has improved significantly. The system average interruption frequency index improved from 22 times a year to 5 times a year between January 22nd to September 2024. The system average interruption duration index improved from 31 hours to 8.9 hours between January 2022 to September 2024. In simple terms, the number of times power went off and the length of time the power remained off have reduced significantly over the past 2 years. Through donor support, 3 new substations were added to the grid in Congotown, RIA, and Shuffling, enabling the extension of electricity to as far as Cotton Tree and Dolostown. Today, LEC has 13 major substations, namely Bushrock, Mount Coffee, Fruitown, Virginia, Clay, Capitol, Congotown, Stockton Creek, Gardnersville, Painesville, Kakata, Shuffling, and RIA. These substations supply through a total of 39 MV feeder networks. From 2022 to date, LEC added 92 kilometers of high voltage lines, 138 kilometers of medium voltage lines, and 350 kilometers of low voltage lines, and 768 distribution transformers to its network. Currently, LEC has 376 kilometers of 66 kV lines, 667 kilometers of MV lines, 262 kilometers of 33 kV MV lines, and 1,312 kilometers of low voltage distribution lines, and 3,341 distribution transformers. All of this have been achieved through the tremendous support of our partners, particularly the World Bank, the European Union, African Development Bank, and KfW. Grid coverage now extends over Montserrat, Bobby, Cape Mount, and Margibi counties. Franchise arrangements cover Maryland, River G, Grand Gila, Lima, and Vaughan counties. reserve. As part of the dry season preparedness, management has procured and stored 1.6 million gallons of heavy fuel for the operation of its thermal generators at the LEC Bushrock facility. The value of the fuel stock is approximately $5 million. However, this stock level cannot serve the entire dry season and will have to be augmented. Human resources. LEC has a total of 1,100 employees. Employees, of which 668 are non-technical and 442 are technical. Building staff capacity is key to operational efficiency across diverse operational theaters within LEC. Training plans are developed and implemented annually with a key focus on improving service delivery. Over 50% of LEC staff have benefited from LEC training programs in-country and abroad, covering all aspects of utility operations. Gender mainstreaming is an important policy priority for LEC. With support from USAID under its Engendering Utilities program, management organized and held a 10-day intensive training program for 19 female technicians and engineers to build their capacities for supervisory leadership roles. Management has also successfully negotiated and concluded a collective bargaining agreement with the workers' union for the next 3 years, which will provide union employees with a salary increment, shift allowance, educational assistance for 3 dependents, transportation allowance, housing allowance, July 26th and Christmas bonus, retirement set-off benefits, and the provision of rice. International membership in the Edison Electric Institute. In 2023, LEC joined the Edison Electric Institute, EEI, as one of its 70 international members, as a strategic goal to collaborate with other electric companies on public policy, business development, and knowledge sharing. Since joining EEI, LEC has benefited from an important initiative aimed at enhancing the capacity and knowledge of LEC's stakeholders. The event, which took place on July 2nd to the 12th of 2024, is a part of LEC's effort to strengthen its power infrastructure and service delivery. The engagement aimed to educate stakeholders on the fundamentals of electrifying a country, raise awareness about the challenges and opportunities in the electrification process, and transfer knowledge to LEC employees, electric company planning, operations, maintenance, customer engagement, communications, and financial management. Audits. The General Auditing Commission, GAC, commenced audit of LEC on July 30, 2024, for the period 2018 to 2023. The audit is ongoing and will be published once completed. Concurrently, PricewaterhouseCoopers, an international auditing firm, is auditing LEC for the period 2021 to 2022. This audit, which is ongoing, will also be published once completed. Ongoing and planned projects. We are focused primarily on addressing critical issues that will impact our service delivery, namely the generation and power supply gap, network optimization and access, energy supply. Owing to the high cost of thermal energy and its negative impact on climate change, LEC has planned its future energy generation development on a transition from fossil fuel-based thermal to renewable energy, with solar and hydropower as its priority sources. The seasonality of the rainy and dry seasons provides a good opportunity for hybridization of solar and hydro, thus optimizing the supply of power from renewable sources. As you are aware, 3 out of the 4 turbines at Mount Coffee are operational, but 1 unit out of operation due to a fire outbreak in the stator unit. We have been successful in obtaining financing of $5.5 billion through the World Bank LEC project for the repair of the unit. With the procurement process almost completed, we expect repairs to begin early 2025, thus restoring Mount Coffee to its original 88 megawatts installed capacity. Construction of a 20 megawatt solar plant at Mount Coffee has commenced and will be concluded by October of 2025. This project, which cost $60 million, was financed through the World Bank under the Respite project. The solar project can potentially be increased to 30 megawatts. Financing in the amount of $62 million for the expansion of Mount Coffee hydropower plant by the addition of 2 to 4 turbines has also been approved under the World Bank Respite project. Engineering and design work are ongoing along with the preparation of bidding documents. Negotiations are underway to lease a 16.5 megawatt solar plant with battery storage. LEC has already purchased 100 acres of land near a substation on the RIA highway around Shuffling for this project, and a letter of intent has been signed. The final contract is under discussion and will need to be finalized between LEC and SCATEC. The project is supported by the International Finance Corporation through financial guarantees. A new hydro dam is planned as one of the priority energy investments of the government along the Singapore River upstream of the Mount Coffee Dam. This project will deliver between 150 to 200 megawatts. Feasibility studies covering engineering and environmental studies will be ready next year. The project will cost approximately $600 to $700 million and will include an access road from Bong Mines to the project site, a substation, transmission lines from the project site to Mount Coffee, and an operator scheme. Based on negotiations with development partners, conditional commitment for 50% financing of SP2 has been made by the World Bank. In late September of this year, I was opportune to travel to Luxembourg, to the headquarters of the European Investment Bank, where I met with officials of EIB about financing SP2. I am pleased to report that our meeting with the EIB and the EU was very productive, with strong interest expressed for the co-financing of the project. A mission from the EIB is due in Liberia next week for further discussions on potential support to Liberia. Continued oversight of the feasibility studies and engagement with partners to mobilize financing are key requirements going forward. When all of these projects are successfully implemented, LEC can expect to increase its installed generation capacity from 126 megawatts to 412.5 megawatts, thus strengthening Liberia's energy sovereignty. Immediate plans for 2025 dry season. Presently, negotiations are ongoing to renew the power purchase agreement with CIE, which will expire at the end of December 2024. LEC has submitted a proposal to CIE and awaits a draft renewal proposal for the PPA with terms and conditions going forward. Every effort has been made to increase the firm capacity that will be supplied to LEC under the PPA. LEC management has also engaged in negotiations with the Volta River Authority of Ghana to purchase up to 50 megawatts of energy from Ghana. These negotiations are ongoing and are subject to the successful negotiation of trans-border transmission agreements with Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Transco CLSG. Large customer connections. LEC has continued to connect commercial and industrial customers to the grid as a means of assuring revenue for the corporation and improving the business climate in Liberia. In 2022, LEC added a total of 15 MVA large customer connections. In 2023, a total of 21 MVA, and in 2024, a total of 41 MVA. Some of these customers and facilities are critical to our economy and national security, including Semenco, Jetty Rubber Processing, Shuffling Military Barracks, and the Roberts International Airport, which is currently on LEC. LEC has financed the connection of all customers within the Monrovia Industrial Park to the grid. LEC has also been allotted 2 acres of land within the park for the construction of a 40 MVA substation. Additionally, we have engaged ArcelorMittal in negotiations for a power purchase agreement for the supply of power to their mines through the CLSG. The negotiations are fully advanced and could provide an opportunity for further investment in LEC's generation capacity. Transmission and distribution infrastructure. The transmission line from Mount Coffin substation to Monrovia and Peaceville have almost reached the maximum thermal capacity, posing a risk to network performance and grid stability, and will require an upgrade from 66 kV to 132 kV. LEC management has engaged the European Union to finance the upgrade, which has received an encouraging response pending informal requests from the government. This upgrade will cost approximately $45 million. For the first time ever, LEC will have a supervisory control and data acquisition system known as SCADA for the management of its electrical network. The SCADA system will allow LEC to improve reliability, optimize operation, and enhance intelligent control and protection of the national power grid. The SCADA system is under development at LEC's Bush Road yard and will cost a total of $11.5 million. As most of you are aware, a large number of LEC transformers deployed in its network are damaged quite frequently and continue to be damaged due to overloading and illegal activities on our network. Repair of transformers has been constrained due to the lack of a properly equipped transformer repair facility. With support from the World Bank, I am pleased to inform you that LEC has just constructed and equipped a modern transformer repair workshop at its Bush Road facility at a cost of $127,000. The new workshop will enable our staff to repair damaged transformers rapidly and properly, thus improving LEC's response time in restoring power to affected communities. Expanding access. Access to electricity in Liberia is estimated at 33%. Therefore, there remains an urgent concern nationally and particularly for LEC, as many communities within the national grid remain without access to electricity. Under the World Bank LISA project, LEC is connecting 50,000 households communities along the Peaceville-Kakata corridor and the Singapore River Bridge to Po River corridor. All transformers and connection materials for this project have been delivered to LEC Bush Road facility. The survey of the project areas is completed and construction works are expected to commence soon. Under its GAP Communities Electrification Project, LEC has completed surveys, designs, costing for the continuation of the 6th, 7th, and 8th cycle of this project, targeting 7,000 additional homes across 15 communities. Customer service. Improving customer service has also been a major consideration for management, especially in facilitating customer access to customer service. We are pleased to announce that we have provided several customer service outlets in the following communities: Congo Town, Chocolate City, Jacobtown, Square Farm, Rehab Junction, Kakata, and Tottenham. Additionally, an agile unit was established of technicians with assigned motorcycles and tricycles who can quickly be deployed in the field to respond to customer complaints or to meter customers. As a further measure to enhance responsiveness to customer complaints, a customer advocacy unit was established to resolve long-standing complaints by dealing with cross-cutting problems across various departments. Supply of meters. Meter availability has always been a challenge, and LEC has been solely dependent on donor support for the supply of meters. To alleviate this situation, LEC has entered into a 3-year framework agreement for the provision of 300,000 meters. It is important to note that this procurement is solely financed by LEC. The first consignment of these meters, amounting to 12,880 meters, has already arrived in the country. LEC has also entered into a 3-year framework agreement for the supply of high-security meters for the connection and robust monitoring of additional large commercial and industrial customers. This procurement is solely financed by LEC also. The first consignment of these meters, amounting to 120, have already arrived in the country. This effort is complemented under the World Bank LEC program with the procurement of an advanced metering infrastructure known as AMI to ensure the remote monitoring of large customers. These and other efforts have not gone unnoticed. We have received many commendations from our partners and stakeholders in recognition of the performance of the LEC management in turning LEC around, especially in respect of major reduction of commercial losses, increase in revenue, improved service reliability, increased coverage, and customer connection. On April 17, 2024, the President of the World Bank, Mr. Ajay Banga, and the President of the African Development Bank, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, announced a joint partnership platform on the margins of the World Bank IMF spring meetings to provide electricity access to 300 million people in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. I'm pleased to announce that in recognition of Liberia's progress in the energy sector and LEC's performance and achievements, Liberia was selected among 15 countries in Africa to develop an energy compact with the World Bank and the African Development Bank. In this regard, His Excellency Joseph N. Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, has been invited to the Head of State Energy Summit that will take place on January 2025 in Tanzania, where Liberia's National Energy Compact will be presented. As I draw down to the end of my service, I take this opportunity to thank all the employees, the staff of LEC, for their unparalleled support, hard work, and professionalism in realizing these achievements which I have enumerated. LEC is a national success story in Liberia and the energy sector. We only need to look back and see where we came from. The numbers do not lie. And that is why I have taken this time to provide the data of our success in this public manner. Our international partners have really been true partners who, because of our demonstrated performance and achievements, have provided invaluable support to LEC and the energy sector. Without them, we would indeed be in a woeful state. So, to our key energy sector development partners, I and my colleagues at LEC remain forever grateful for your generous support and confidence. Lastly, to our Board of Directors and the President of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. Joseph N. Boakai Sr., I thank you for the opportunity to have served. Permit me to end with a parting quotation from Theodore Roosevelt, who you all might know as President United States. And I quote, he said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, but where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat." And that was at a speech that Theodore Roosevelt gave at the Sorbonne in Paris in 1910. This brings to an end my briefing to the press, and I thank you very much for coming.
So that was the voice of the outgoing Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia City Corporation, Honorable Monie just addressed the press as his tenure comes to an end on Saturday as head of the Liberia City Corporation.
And we believe that there may be questions in your mind. However, the context of this press briefing was to provide the CEO an exclusive conduit to adequately brief the public on the stewardship. The Information and Public Affairs Department is positioned and deeply rooted and will arrange a series of engagements to adequately and formally address your concerns. However, we will take some of your inquiries by writing. You can write to us and we can begin to address some of these concerns. In addition, we have prepared hard copies and soft copies of the press statement that will be distributed with you so that you can make the news. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the Fourth Estate, the members of the executive committee here at the Liberia Electricity Corporation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to register our profound gratitude for taking up your time and to be here. We wish that we can have a series of these engagements. Thank you for coming.
So that was the voice of the head of the Liberia Legislative Corporation's Public Relations Department. As you can see, they are having a handshake with the board of directors are having a handshake with the outgoing Chief Executive Officer of the Liberia Legislative Corporation. Honorable Monie. Thanks for following TTV Online. I'm Domingo. Bye-bye.